Okay. Hi, my name is Noelle Edwards, and I'm presenting alongside Brian Dorschel, Madison Pearson, Chloe Pope, and Tyree Rubin, and we are presenting our Hope Lodge analysis. So, to start with the introduction, Hope Lodge is a branch of lodging communities countrywide. They currently have 30 plus properties, and they offer free housing for cancer patients and caregivers. So it was created in 1970 in Charleston, South Carolina by Margot Frudenberg, and currently they serve around 28,000 cancer patients per year. So their mission statement is to provide a free home away from home for cancer patients and their caregivers. It also continues to say that more than a roof, it's a nurturing community that helps patients access the care they need. So currently for this presentation, we are discussing the Greenville location, which was created in 2002 and currently has 20 guest rooms. Some of the amenities that it includes are kitchens, TVs, computer access, and laundry services.
My name is Madison Pearson, and I completed the research portion of this project. So we started out just looking over Servicescape and kind of learning what that is. And Servicescape overall was a term developed by Booms and Bittner to emphasize the impact of the physical environment on the service process. So there are four dimensions that make up Servicescape. Starting with the physical dimension, that kind of is just the ambiance, layout, design, signage, and decor, and careful curation of these elements can create a welcoming environment for all patrons. Additionally, the social dimension is really anything that kind of falls into those social interactions and social cues and such that you would experience in a Hope Lodge. So, this would be the relationships formed between other guests and providers, the social density, because as discussed, the Greenville location has 20 rooms. So, there are quite a few people floating around the facility, as well as frontline employees most likely to engage in emotional and personal conversations that establish those long term relationships with guests of the facility. Additionally, the socially symbolic dimension encompasses artifacts and symbols that are located throughout the facility. And this gives insight into the purpose of the facility and what its main goals are, as well as the consideration must be made about how different symbols mean different things to different groups of people. So, theming throughout the establishment must stay relatively neutral just because they are going to see such a wide variety of people coming in and out of the doors. And then the last dimension is the natural dimension, and that just encompasses all the natural elements such as sunlight, greenery, florals, trees, and exposure to those different types of things. And this is proven to be a stimulus for brain activity and improve overall. And then also under the natural dimension is the attention restoration theory, which that just is supportive of the idea that exposure to natural elements can decrease feelings of burnout and stress, which a lot of people who are going to be staying at this facility are going to be feeling those kinds of things. So that's important to take into consideration. And overall, these elements can all be utilized to alleviate mental and physical fatigue. And then that diagram on the left just kind of breaks down those dimensions and the different environmental stimuli associated with each.
So our tour was hosted by senior manager who joined the Hope Lodge in August 2023. The tour started on the ground floor where most of the public and community spaces exist. The layout of the ground floor consists of the lobby, offices, a game room, a movie room, a library, a fireplace, a kitchen, communal televisions, conference space, and a dining room. The upstairs space consists of three wings of guest suites, the laundry space, and quiet spaces to reflect. By separating the guest rooms from the public areas, this allows guests to be able to rest before and after the cancer treatments. The facility seemed to be well taken care of and in very clean condition. Edwards has cleaners come in 3 times a week and conducts room inspections 1 time a week. The entire Hope Lodge was just painted with a fresh coat of paint in soothing colors, such as cream, sage green, and light blue. She is working to reupholster the fabric of many chairs in the public spaces. They are outdated and could use some brighter, happier colors. The facility has just added some nice commercial grade recliners to the movie room for guests to enjoy. These nice recliners make the facility feel less like a hospital and more like home. Currently, the kitchen space has 4 stations for guests to use with the labeled refrigerator for groceries they purchase. Whirlpool has just donated all new kitchen appliances for the communal kitchen spaces that they have yet to be delivered. One of the kitchen spaces will be ADA compliant, which is something new. They haven't had that before. In addition to the new paint, click to the next slide. In addition to the new paint in the whole facility, the Hope Lodge has hung modern signage and colorful paintings that were donated to replace some of the duller paintings. The hall walls of the ground floor have several tropical inspired art as well as bright colored collages. Because the upstairs was just painted, the facility has not rehung any of the pictures down the hallways where the guests are staying. Although this is a temporary bareness on the walls, one of the local children's group from a church came and decorated all the doors on the guest rooms for spring. This is a great encouragement for guests and a way to reach out to the community. There are also occasional signs, posters to encourage the guests to have strength during this time, which is shown in the next slide. These are some of the examples of the art and the children decorating the door in the middle there. Before Edwards came on staff to Greenville's Hope Lodge, the employees worked in a toxic environment. The employee morale was low and they were unhappy with the management. We asked Edwards how she is changing the toxic environment and if it is working. She explained that she began by creating a break room for the staff because there was not a specific area for this away from the patients. Edwards also hosts monthly meetings to discuss needs, wants, and expectations for the staff. During this meeting, she also conducts a game to make it fun when reviewing the handbook. And discuss their long-term personal goals. She also tries to assist training programs with the LinkedIn application, and they also have a sunshine box to reward employees that excel. So, no, you can. Sorry.
Go back.
It's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
During the tour, we witnessed a few guests at Hope Lodge, and we witnessed the elderly couple who was getting coffee from the communal kitchen. They thanked Edwards and for her gratitude and all the assistance they received during their stay. Some ways that Hope Lodge tries to connect with the guests is through surveys they distribute at Hope Lodge. They also send a follow-up survey after the guests have returned home, but they have received a low response rate for that. So one thing that Edwards is considering is hosting a manager's reception to increase the feedback while staying on the property. So since Edwards has been working diligently to improve the patient and employee satisfaction at Hope Lodge, since she's been there, the physical dimension has been considered in the layout of having the communal spaces downstairs and the majority of the guest rooms upstairs. This creates a peaceful division for the guests to have quiet time in their rooms. The social dimension is being improved through increasing the employees' morale through the mentoring, communication, and the new break room space. The socially symbolic dimension has been improved through the new paint, the new artwork, and encouragement posters found throughout the facility. As of now, the facility doesn't do the best job with the natural dimension of the servicescape. However, with the outdoor space, there's a concrete slab out there and a grill and some chairs, but Edwards states it's a very underutilized space. So, but they do have other healing activities such as art and things to take the guest mind off, but they need to work on the nature aspect.
So some recommendations that we have to support the emotional and physical health of our guests is going to be expanding their structured activities, and this is going to be the most actionable possibility. This could include movie nights, guided meditation, cooking classes, gardening clubs, and DIY craft workshops. The gardening club is also going to expand the natural dimension and add a little bit more to do outside. Recognizing the growing need for connectivity and efficiency in today's digital world, we're recommending the development of a mobile app for Hope Community Lodge. The app would facilitate a smoother check-in and check-out process, also reducing their paperwork and wait times. It would also serve as a hub for news updates about upcoming events, and then furthermore, an area for communication with the front desk within the app would ensure that help is just a tap away. Also, the least actionable, because it would require incentives from another company, is forming a partnership with a technology or streaming service to equip each of the guest rooms with a smart TV. This partnership would be the least immediately actionable of our strategies, but could potentially be supported by corporate social responsibility programs from tech companies looking to give back to the community. By implementing these recommendations, Hope Community Lodge can significantly improve their servicescape, making the lodge not only a place for in-between treatments, but a sanctuary for healing and personal growth.
So to conclude our presentation, the Hope Lodge remains as a great place for guests to stay at. It goes above and beyond to make sure that guests feel at home in multiple ways. So when it comes to the welcoming servicescape they have, we mentioned earlier how the lodge has a fresh coat of paint with light blue, sage green, and cream. So like these colors actually represent something. For example, sage green represents peace and growth, while the cream colors represent cleanliness and purity. So these like light colors help with the environment and the surfscape in the lodge, as well as the signs and decor. There's a warming decor that makes the lodge feel homely, and it doesn't feel like a facility. It truly feels like a home with the ambiance, the lighting, temperature, furniture, the layout, and the employees and staffs there. They are also very warm and they're very hospitable, and that also makes the guests feel truly at home. And then when it comes to guest feedback and surveys, the lodge likes to collect surveys from the guests that stay there to see what can they do to do better or what they like about their stay. And this will help the staff and management continue to implement new practices over time and find more ways to make guests feel at home and enhance their experience. And then when it comes to activities and programs, we feel that there could be program movie nights where on a specific night during the week, all the guests currently staying at the lodge can come together and watch a funny movie or something calm that, takes your mind off their stress and their treatments and all that kind of stuff. And then these patients can all like laugh together and enjoy the movie together. Maybe there can even be popcorn and snacks for the patients as well. We can also we also recommend that they have programs such as a gardening program where guests can garden out in the backyard. Earlier, we said how there's not much to the natural aspect of the servicescape. Well, there could be a garden there where patients can garden and then use those crops for potentially a cooking class at the lodge as well. And when it comes to the implementation of new technology, we just talked about how we can, the lodge can implement new tech to make checking in and checking out more easier for guests, and how smart TVs can be implemented to so the guests can watch TV in their rooms and have more. It makes it more easier for them to watch certain programs. Whereas if it's just general cable, they might not be able to watch the show that they would like to watch at the time because it might have played earlier in the day or it might come on later on in the day. And yeah, that wraps up our presentation, and I appreciate you for watching. Thank you.